My friends, how are we doing? Got a game here against Stevo, which is an Ubers game, as you can see. He is running some Ubers guys, which is very cool. The Latios there, obviously in OU now, but you know, you can still run it in Ubers. I'm running Deoxys Defense on my team, which I think holds up very well in Ubers, and it should be Uber and not OU, which is retarded. Anyway, we're just going to get straight into this here. And I have a little bit of a cold, so excuse me if that hinders me. Hinder, yeah, that's a word, I just created it. Go use it everywhere and tell everyone about it. Anyway, we're going to lead off here with the Groudon as he goes for the Protect. Thunderwave was my initial thought because Lugia is a fast wall. Want it to be slowed down so it can't be a fast wall. I don't want him running rampant with a status on me and he's being able to outspeed me and crap, which would be annoying. I think that second turn Stealth Rocks would be best option. I see he has a Groudon on his own team, so I thought he may go to his Groudon to take the Thunder Wave from me. So that was my initial thought process, so I thought Rocks would be best to lay down at that point. So I'm going to go out to my TARDIS here, and here he shows me he's actually double status, which is interesting, and he makes a very nice prediction that I would switch out there and gets the Parahax onto my TARDIS. Obviously wouldn't have affected my Groudon at all because ground type, and also I was toxic. But I get Parahaxed once as he protects. Obviously didn't come to much there, and he's going to switch out here as I go for a Dragon Pulse, I believe, or a Roar. I think I go for a Roar, but he goes to his level 94 Kyogre, which is a saving error on his part. He was silly and made a 94 one, but that's fine, whatever. He gets a Calm Mind up, and I'm like, no, not Calm Mind Kyogre, it's going to be annoying me, and guess what, I get Parahaxed again. And this is 3 times in a row, but hopefully I won't get Parahaxed a 4th, but what happens? What happens?
What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Like, are you kidding me? Is this actually happening?
Unfortunately for me, it is actually happening. That is 4 Parahaxes in a row, while he gets to set up 2 Calm Minds. Fortunately, though, he doesn't have anything to hit me with. Thunder is his best bet, which does less than half, and I managed to get off a Roar, breaking through the 5th potential Parahax in a row. Thankfully, does not happen. In comes Lugia, takes Rocks damage, which is perfect. Why I set them down earlier, because Lugia is a pain, and I like him taking extra damage when he comes in. So here at this point, I want to go for, I believe, a Roar again, because I know he's probably just going to recover. He can't do anything else to me. But I get Parahax, that's 5 times there, 5 Parahaxes, none of them really being that consequential. Strangely enough, none of them being that consequential, but, you know, it happens. As it happens again here, I think. Yep, happens again. 6 times in a row right here. But he's going to go out to Kyogre. I don't really know why. He doesn't have anything to hit my Dialga with, so going to Kyogre seems kind of an interesting option to me. I really don't understand his choice, but whatever, I don't think he had much else to go to, and he's going to go for the Ice Beam, which is neutral. Probably should have gone for that Ice Beam after the +2, but he forgot that it was neutral. And I'm going to throw out a Metal Burst in his face, a really nice set with this Dialga. I really enjoy using Metal Burst on him, mainly because I already have Stealth Rock user. Then I thought, you know, Dialga could be more of a utility wall in that sense, and use Metal Burst to get hits out. I think I'm going to live another one, and look at that, the man himself, the TARDIS, the one who transports the Doctor, lives on 8 HP. Thankfully does not get, what would that have been, the 7th Parahax in a row? I don't even know. I think I've had 7 now. 7 it is. But in comes Latios, which I kind of thought sold you to begin with as I whip my camera back and forth, but I kind of not sure about that. You know, Stevo doesn't usually run many standard stuff, but he does kind of, but then he kind of runs retarded stuff as well, so whatever. So I'm not really sure what it is, to be honest. And seeing as he goes for the Ice Beam here and not a Dragon move, I was pretty sure that he was choiced in some way, most likely Scarfed, because that really didn't do too much. And I get to set up a free light screen, perfect for me, as I get to set up another screen and reflect here. As he switches out, obviously Ice Cream would have done nothing to Deoxys. So Groudon comes in, is going to Thunder Wave me, which is great, boys and girls, because you know what that means. Thunder Wave just comes with Parahax, doesn't it? That's just, Jesus Christ. But I get the Toxic on his Groudon. Eventually is going to wear him down to where he will die. So I potentially could stay in here and recover all day long until he dies. but I don't want to waste my screens. I do have light clay, and I put up screens for a reason, which is to take hits just like this one, Fire Punch in the Sun. I resist it, of course, but, you know, with Reflect up, it's still going to do absolutely nothing to my Ho-Oh, and going to throw a Sacred Fire in his face, which I thought would kill him, but he does live, and throws a Stone Edge in my face, and I live. 17 HP. Ho-Oh has a habit of doing this. If you remembered in my game against Rick, Ho-Oh lived at a very small amount of HP against unfathomable odds, but, you know, Reflect is helpful, and I enjoy using it, so it's going to help me, you know, live those hits and help me take out other guys. So in comes the Mew, which I don't know what it wants to do, so I'm going to leave Ho as death fodder. I know rocks weren't up, and I could have potentially come in and roosted later, but at this point I didn't really think it was worth it, and I thought a free switch in would be more beneficial on my part. So I'm going to go into my Flazer, which I predict the switch to Latios here, thinking that he would predict my fire move and want to resist it. But he just goes to Lugia, and he's going to take a Specs Draco and actually lives it, which I was kind of surprised at. I am timid, though. If I'd been modest, I more than likely would have killed his Lugia, but timid means that I'm not able to. I'm going to go to Groudon here just to dodge the Thunder Wave. I don't want him throwing any more status in my face, and I'm going to double switch back here again, because I know the Groudon can't do anything to Lugia, and at this point my screens are starting to fade away. It's been 8 turns at this point, and I want to throw screens back up there to, you know, increase my survivability of my team. The team sort of revolves a lot around power and not so much around speed. It's a relatively slow team. You know, Zekrom and Reshiram are both base 90, so those are two of my big sweepers on the team, and they're not really able to outspeed much, so, you know, it's best to have the screen support. But in comes Rayquaza, which is going to go for 2 Shadow Claws in a row. I don't see Life Orb damage, so I've kind of got an inkling that he is choiced in some way, and as I go to Zekrom, he switches out at this point, showing me that he probably is choiced, either banded or scarfed, perhaps scarfed, because the banded one may have taken out Deoxys. Apparently, I don't know, but I'm going to go for the Fusion Bolt because it will have killed Rayquaza anyway, probably, and whatever he switches in is going to be hit hard by it anyway. It's Zekrom, man, you know, he hits hard with Life Orb, stab on a Fusion Bolt. And in comes Mew, which I'm not too threatened by, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think it can touch me unless he wants to transform, and I kind of had an inkling he would transform into me and then try and resist my Fusion Bolt, which is why I go for the Draco Meteor, but he goes for the Draco Meteor of his own, which is not legal on Mew. That was a saving error on his part. I believe Mew can get Dragon Pulse and not Draco, but he did the saving error, and unfortunately, you know, it doesn't really pay off for him because I have the light screen up, so I am able to live it, and thankfully my own Draco Meteor does kill him, so, you know, this mix set does work, and I enjoy using it. So, you know, the Draco still has a lot of power behind it, even though I'm throwing most of my EVs into attack. But in comes Rayquaza, who at this point I'm not really sure. Apparently he must be choice banded because I outspeed him, and we were both really surprised that my Zekrom outsped his Rayquaza there. That was really interesting, kind of weird, and didn't really know what to think of that. At this point, though, he's going to bring in his Latios, which is going to outspeed my Zekrom regardless, just because its speed tier is just a lot higher, and I do have things to deal with this guy. Light screen is still up, so even if he was not scarfed and was, you know, something else, then I probably would have been able to take the hit and throw a Draco in his face to finish him off. At this point, he's going to go for the Ice Beam on my Flazer, which is going to do nothing, but my first Draco misses. Now, if he wasn't scarfed, that would have been a huge pain, but as you can see, he is locked into one move, which is Ice Beam, not doing a whole lot of damage to me, and I'm able to finish him off with a crit Draco. Did not matter, just rubbing it in his face there, to be honest. So yeah, that was a nice game there, Stevo. I really do enjoy some Ubers, especially because it means I get to use Reshiram and Zekrom, who are just two of the most badass pokes ever created. So that's really awesome. Yeah, enjoyed it. If you want to follow me on Twittaaa, I'll leave the Twittaaa in the description, because I keep plugging my Twittaaa because I feel like it, okay? Feel like it. I can do that if I feel like it, you know? Twilight Princess started on my LP channel. If you did not see the advertisement before, I'll leave a link to that. Part 2 is up today. Go check it out if you enjoy LPs, and this is a brand new one, so if you want to follow it from the start, it's a good idea to go check it out right now, because it's starting right now. Otherwise, not too much news. I'm 50 subs away from 10,000, which just freaking boggles my mind thinking about it. But apparently, I'm almost there. So, something will happen around that time. But just in general, thank you guys. In general, I really don't know what else to say apart from that. But I'll have some other stuff to say later on, I'm sure. But apart from that, I believe I'm going to close out here, seeing as the screen has now turned completely black and you're now looking at nothing. So I'm going to save you that terror of looking at nothing, and I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll catch you in the next game, guys. Thanks very much for watching. See you later.